Hi, my name is Eric, and today we're going to make some biscuits. I have my friend, what's your name going to be?
How about Lumpy Rock?
Lumpy Rock. My friend Lumpy Rock with me. And the first step in making biscuits is what?
It is making the dough.
Nope. Guess again.
This is a very hard game.
The secret to making biscuits first step is we have to clean up the filthy kitchen. Look how dirty. Oh, yuck.
And there he is. Cleaning up on part 1 of Cooking with Chef Daddy. It's very hot today.
Yep.
Can we make lemonade?
Yeah, maybe. In a little bit.
We have lemons.
Yeah, we have lemons and lemon juice. We got everything we need for lemonade, except the will to make it right now.
The will?
Yes, we don't have the will to make it.
Will?
Yes, we don't have the will.
What's the will again?
The will means we don't want to make it right now. That's why we didn't make it yet. Okay, and so the kitchen is much less filthy now, and we are ready to make the biscuits. Today we're going to be making some craisin bat biscuits, and so I'm going to get the craisins out of here. It's still filthy over on this side, but no, there's not enough craisin stuff. We're not going to make craisin bat biscuits. We're going to make strawberry bat biscuits. We'll make those. That was my original idea, and then I saw there were craisins in there. I thought craisins would be easier than strawberries, but okay, I'm going with these. Okay, so the first thing you do after you clean your filthy kitchen is you want to wash your hands. I washed my hands very well. You have to trust me, I didn't get it on video. But, so we got some flour here. 2 big cups of flour for your biscuits. You need to put them in a bowl. I have a glass bowl here, made out of glass. Use a bowl made out of anything. It'll work the same. 2 cups of flour. You want to leave the flour out because you got to use some flour later on when you're doing the dough part. And I got this big old thing of sugar out, but we only need a tablespoon of sugar. And the recipe I used to follow calls for like this is salt, by the way. It calls for like a teaspoon of salt. I just use a little tiny bit because usually I make sweet biscuits which are not supposed to be that salty, I guess. So you get that, and then very important, the baking powder. You use the non-aluminum baking powder, which keeps you from getting aluminum in your skin or whatever aluminum does to you. 1 tablespoon of baking powder, but you can put a little more in, and then it gets a little fluffier, which is good. So you get those dry ingredients, and then you got a little whisk thing here, and you whisk them all together. And they're all white, so they all blend in the same, and you can't really tell if they're mixed. So you just say, yeah, we're gonna mix them a little bit, and then they're mixed. Then we have organic butter flavor shortening. You can use any kind of shortening you want, or no, don't use any kind of shortening. Don't use like Crisco or just like regular. Don't use shortening. Use like butter or margarine or something. Some kind of fat. And you need about a half cup of that. And if you get a little poof, then that's extra good luck. Some of the flour pops out. Okay. stuff in there. Then you just sort of mix it in. You want to incorporate it. It's a really hot day today, so the shortening is very soft already. So I'm just going to mix this in until it's supposed to be the consistency of fine crumbs. So I don't always make it that fine a crumb. Sometimes it's thick crumbs or medium-sized crumbs. But this is a pastry blender, and I always feel very important when I use it. Because pastry is a word that only fancy people use. So other people say cake or cakey. They just say it's cakey. They don't say like a pastry. I use the strawberries next. Now, strawberries might be a little tricky. I wasn't planning to use strawberries. Like I said, I was going to use raisins. So we're going to use a little plate here. But if you're going to use frozen fruit, you got to, or whatever kind of fruit you're going to use, you pretty much got to cut it. So this might be embarrassing. But you have to. Oh, it's not so bad. They were sitting out for just a minute on a day like today, and they're like malleable. So if this was a real cooking show, I would have a good story to tell right now while I'm cutting berries, but this is not. So I don't really have a good story. My assistant Lumpy Rock was gonna help me with this part, but instead I have my lovely wife helping with the camera work for this part. So kudos to you, darling. Okay. And I'm like a third of the way through this part so far. You want about a half a cup for most things when you're making them, because you want to get like the flavor of it in there. And if you don't have at least a half cup, it's like what you call. But if you get too much, then you're hungry. I know you're hungry. Here, have this. Are you going to help now? Okay, good. You need a step stool. Alright, so I got all these frozen strawberries, half frozen now. I'm going to plop them in here. I thought it was about a half a cup, might have been a little more than that once I cut them. So then you just want to sort of incorporate those a little bit. Doesn't have to be crazy. Just sort of mix them in there. And then that'll add some water to the dough. Because if you were making just plain biscuits, you need to add a lot of milk or something to them at the end to get them wet, to get the dough wet enough to work with. But if you have strawberries or you're using like jalapeno peppers or something, you can like get moisture out of that. All right, so come on up here.
I am.
Here, let's pause for a second so Lumpy Rock can wash our filthy hands. Through the magic of television, we have washed our hands, and you can tell no difference whatsoever. All right, so we're going to reach in here for some. We're going to use some soy milk, which has some sugar in it, which is good because if you're making sweet biscuits, you want them sweet. Lumpy Rock.
Lumpy Rock?
Yeah, that's your name, remember? That's what you said it was. Oh. All right, so the recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup. Well, you usually use about a half a cup if you have something wet in there, as I've been saying many times, of milk or some kind of milk, something. You can use pretty much anything as long as the general flavor of it isn't going to mess with your ingredients too much. I have a wooden spoon here. Mix this up. Yes. I'm going to add a little bit more milk to it. The frozen strawberries didn't really add as much moisture as I thought. Well, it's going to get less sticky and then it's going to get more sticky, right? So we're going to Mix this around. Not yet. We're just about done with this part. And now we got too much in it. So you get too much wet and not enough dry. You got to add more dry. So I'm gonna put some more flour down here. Like that.
Hey, you got the flour on my hand.
You're gonna get more flour on your hands. You know why? You know why?
Why?
Because we're gonna dump the dough on here. So this is the dough. Gonna be the dough once we get more dry in it.
Can I taste it now?
Nope, not yet.
It looks super good.
It does look super good, doesn't it? Not yet.
So it tastes a little tiny bit.
No, not yet. Just wait a second. Let's get some more flour in it first. Because otherwise it's going to be super sticky on your hands and you're going to lick your fingers and put them back in there. I know it's all family and we're... Okay, so then we can put a little more flour on top too because this is extra. That's good. Alright, ready? Remember what we do? We fold it 10 times. 1. Ooh, it's super wet. 2. You counting?
No.
What's that?
4.
No, that's 3. What's that?
5.
Okay, and so we got 10.
6.
And it's still a little wet, but we'll deal with it. It'll be fine. So you spread it out. So it's supposed to be like half an inch thick, but you know I usually make them a little thicker than that. Did I tell you we're making bats today? Here, so plop that down, push down. That's 1, and we count them as we go.
2.
Press down. 2. Whoa, got that one stuck. Alright, hang on. What are you doing?
Don't touch the dough again.
Alright, so we're going to preheat our oven at this point to around...
Don't touch the dough.
I'm trying to
So it preheated the oven to like 450. Hey, you got a big hole in this biscuit.
If you see any parts that are broken, just let me know.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. 4. 5. Oh, honey, don't sneeze on the dough, please.
You have fuzzy nose.
I know you had a fuzzy nose. Don't try this at home, kid. No sneezing in the dough in real life. This only works in our show. So then we reformed this mountain of dough. We're gonna add. Ooh, look at that. Honey, don't eat anywhere right now.
No, it's just flattening.
You're flattening it?
Oops, one piece that's broken.
You're trying to eat that piece?
Yeah.
That's a big piece. We want to have some biscuits too. Not just dough for you to eat while we're making them.
Just the pieces that are broke.
Alright. We're going to run out of room on our thing here.
Just a broken part?
Yeah, you're trying to eat the broken part? Okay, go ahead. So these biscuits turned out extra wet, but they're also like in a small shape, so they will probably cook like, it's sort of like the shape makes them cook faster, but the wetness makes them cook longer, so we're gonna imagine it's gonna like even right out in the middle. And I'm gonna make one more here. Alright, so I'm going to fluff these suckers in the oven for exactly 10 minutes. I hope I didn't melt all our shortening there. You can eat the rest of this if you want. So, we'll see you in 10 minutes. Okay, so we have like 30 seconds left, but I just want to check them. And they are... The good thing about biscuits is that if you undercook them, it's no big deal because it's all just stuff that you could just eat anyway. So they're better undercooked than overcooked. And that's why it's no big deal if you eat the dough or whatever because it doesn't have, I don't know, raw meat. Oh, no, eggs, yeah. That's what it is. So, 10 minutes later, we're pulling these suckers out. And they kind of look like that. Yeah, exactly. They smell a little like maybe they got cooked on the bottom more. But it's going to be a couple minutes before you can actually eat them, but they look good. So this is our kitchen, which is less filthy, but it's got a new mess. And my name is Eric, and these are biscuits that I made right now. I made them myself.